Okay, today we're going to be looking at multiplying and dividing our fractions. So you should all have this. So let's take a look at how we do this. So with multiplying, unlike adding and subtracting, you do not get common denominators. You do not have to do this. This is what makes multiplying a little bit easier than adding and subtracting. What you can do though is you can cross cancel if possible. Once you do that, you just multiply straight across. You're going to multiply the numerator by the numerator and multiply the denominator by the denominator. And then, just like adding and subtracting, you want to simplify if possible. So if we look at this first one, what I mean by cross-canceling is you'll look diagonally. So if you look at 3 and 15, they can both be divided by 3. So you can divide both of these by 3. 3 divided by 3 ends up being 1. And then 15 divided by 3 ends up being 5. And then look at the other two diagonally, 4 and 6. They can both be divided by 2. So we're going to do that. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then you're just going to multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is, or actually before you do that, it's good to rewrite the fraction. So this is really, now it's 1 over 2, since we crossed things out after we cross-canceled, times 3/5. And then you're just going to multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5, the denominators, is 10. 3 is prime, so we can't simplify it, so that's our answer. If you didn't want to cross-cancel, you don't have to. You can just multiply straight across in the beginning if you want to. But it helps simplifying if we can cross-cancel. But let's look at dividing. So just like multiplying, do not get common denominators. And then right before you do, or the very first thing you need to do is keep, change, flip. Then you multiply and just follow the same steps. So you'll cross cancel if you can, and then multiply the numerator by the numerator, and then multiply the denominator by the denominator. And then if you can, simplify. So if we look at this, what it means by keep, change, flip. So you're going to keep the first fraction the same, 3/8. You're going to change division to multiplication. And then you're going to flip. 9/12 is going to turn into 12 over 9. And then just multiply like before. I like to cross cancel, so we're going to do that. So if you look diagonally, 3 and 9, they can both be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then 8 and 12, they can both be divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then you can rewrite your fractions. Now this is 1 over 2. And then this is 3 over 3. You might be able to tell this is just 1 whole. And 1/2 times 1 whole is just going to equal 1/2. If not, just go through with your multiplying straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then simplify. They can both be divided by 3. So we end up getting 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we get 1/2. We can't simplify that anymore. Now, multiplying and dividing is really similar. But unlike adding and subtracting, you do have to turn these into improper fractions. You cannot keep them mixed numbers. You will not get the answer right. So again, do not get common denominators. And then what you're going to do is change these mixed numbers into improper fractions. And we'll look at how you do that. And then just multiply like you were before. So cross cancel if possible. And then you're just going to multiply the numerator by the numerator and then multiply denominator by denominator. So these all look really similar because they are really similar. And then you'll simplify if possible. So changing these mixed numbers into improper fractions. You want to multiply the whole number times the denominator. and then add the numerator, and that's your new numerator. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So 14 over 5 for the first one. Do the same with this one. So 3 times 7, and then plus 4. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 4 is 25. So we get 25, and then keep the same denominator. Sorry, we should have kept the same denominator here, so this should still be 5. All right, now we want to cross cancel. 14 and 7, they both go into 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 5 and 25, they both go into 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And then you're just going to rewrite it underneath. 2 over 1 times 5 over 1. Multiply straight across. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. 10 over 1, which is the same as just 10. So 10 is our answer. Dividing is pretty similar. Again, do not get common denominators. And then just like before, you're going to change it to an improper fraction. And then, like before again, you're just going to keep change flip. Then just follow your multiplication steps. Cross cancel. If possible, again, follow the steps for multiplication, and then just simplify. So, very first thing we need to do with multiplying and dividing, change these into improper fractions. Multiply the whole number by the numerator, or denominator, sorry, and then add the numerator. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 gives us 14. Keep the same denominator. And just rewrite it as division, so you don't mess up. 2 times 9 is 18, plus the numerator 4 gives us 22. And then keep the same denominator, 9. Now we'll go to the next step. Keep change flip. So we're going to keep this as 14 over 3, change it to multiplication, and flip, take the reciprocal. Remember when we flip a fraction, it's called reciprocal. So we take the reciprocal, and it turns into 9 over 22. So then from there, we're going to cross cancel. 9 and 3 can both go into 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 14 and 22 can both be divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 22 divided by 2 is 11. You can rewrite this as 7 over 1 times 3 over 11. And then just multiply straight across. We get 21 over 11. Now we get improper fractions. We have to divide to make it a mixed number. So we'll divide. I'm going to go ahead and divide over here. 11 goes into 21 one time. Subtract, and we get a remainder of 10. So our final answer ends up being 1. Remainder is 10, and then keep the same denominator, 10 elevenths. So 1 and 10 elevenths is our final answer. Go ahead and just like your notes from last night, you're just going to fold these so it looks like a little book, pamphlet, whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to cut where the dotted lines are. And you are going to glue this on your next page. So make sure you're updating your table of contents. So in your notes, you are going to put whatever page it is for you. It might be a little bit different, but 7-8 is going to be multiply and divide fractions. We did this on the August 28th, so you'll make sure that's in your table of contents, and then go ahead and glue your notes in the right page. I like to keep them off to the right, so I would glue mine in there. All right, awesome. We'll practice this tomorrow.